A strange creature caught on camera traps at Bristol Zoo. So the zoo's conservation team find mysterious horned and winged creature on cameras in bears' forest habitat where wolves and lynxes.
Let's go, baby.
Right.
Let's go.
This is the first week in 2 weeks we've had back-to-back guests, so
know.
we're just finally chilling. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
We're chilling.
We did it again.
We done it again.
We did it again.
Synergy, baby.
Success.
Episode.
Fucking
132.
Damn. We cruising, man. We cruising. So, by the time you're listening to this, obviously, Synergy's already happened. It was a sellout, yada, yada, yada. There's a couple of things that happened, right? Let's talk about it. This one felt different compared to the first one. Right, obviously, the first one's the first one. It's like that first time you shoot up heroin, the first time you drink, the first time you smoke weed, and you're forever chasing that high, right? Yeah. So, whatever. So, I kind of knew that was going to happen. Second of all, though, let's talk about the text message I received at 10:20 p.m. Friday night, right? I'm there finalizing my set, the set that I didn't even get to fucking do as well, right? So I'm finalizing shit from my set, and then I'm about to log off to go to bed, and then my phone's there, right? Just right there on the desk, and I see the bling, oh, whatever. I look, I see Lazy Bones. I'm like, you know when that heart feeling you get when you go in a car and you go down a hill fast and you get that stomach drop? I got that, bro. I was like, this bitch is cancelled. I was like, oh my fucking God, bro. And I'm just staring at the phone for a little bit, but I haven't opened it yet because I'm trying to muster up the courage to read the message. I'm like, fuck. Open the message and it just simply said, hey, Iggy, we want to change it to the top floor. And I was like, and I said, bro, it's fucking 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to fucking sell this out. And second of all, I'm not adding to the minimum bar spend. I said, that's my terms. I said, I'll take it, but I'm not promising a sellout. And I'm not paying you any extra on top of what we've agreed, right? If we fall short, which quite clearly we didn't fall short, right? And she goes, nah. So she ended up waiving the bar spend. So I was like, all right, thank fuck for that, right? So anyway, so everyone's probably thinking on Saturday that I've done this genius marketing scheme to make it look like we had X amount of tickets. But no, it was actually a schmozzle, but it was a good schmozzle to have. All right, it's a good problem to have.
We did sell extra tickets. We just had, 24 hours to do so?
Yes. And we actually...
Less than 24 hours.
And we did actually sell a little handful, right? So other than that...
So if you're not following, basically, we sold it. We were planned to do the bottom room.
Yeah.
We sold that out, right, before the show. Then
which is about, what, 70 tickets-ish?
How much was it?
70 capacity downstairs?
So we sold 70 tickets before the show, right? And then Friday night, the day before the show... And all that morning, we had people messaging all of us saying, we can't get tickets, right, whatever. And then at 10 p.m. day before, they messaged this guy saying they want to give us a top room, right? So they did that. And I was happy with that because the stage is way better in the top room.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I was excited for because it's a way better stage. But the venue was much bigger for...
See, now I'm starting to think if we kept it in the bottom, that would have been like a Elton Chong's all over again.
Yeah,
so,
which sometimes less is more. Yeah. But if we had more time, if they give us that top room months prior or even weeks,
we'd sell it.
I reckon we'd sell out. But they gave us literally from 10 p.m. the night before. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then people you do ask, it's last minute. A lot of people find spontaneity a bit like, oh no, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or even if they're not doing anything, they just have to mentally prepare or whatever the fuck. But I think if they'd given us more time,
we sell out.
We'd sell out. But I was keen, as was DZ, to get in that top room because the stage was better, like you said, and
it's a better layout.
A better layout.
Yeah. Then the bottom room didn't even have a stage, did it? You were level with the...
No. It was literally like that. It was like that big. It was like a little step.
Yeah, but the top floor was good. It was a success.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone had fun. It was a good time. Just teething problems, you know what I mean? Like, it was a first synergy. We're still on the hunt for that venue, you know? Once we get it, it's going to hit, you know, and we're going to be happy with it. But, like, this was in Marrickville, right? So that's, 45 minutes?
45 minutes
on the bus, you know? That's already...
We had that bus
Yeah, the bus was
you had Josh McCann on the deck.
Bro,
Yeah, the bus.
Hey, at one point, first of all, the bus driver is so crazy, man. He was like, it was good, but it was no seats, right? It was that kind of bus. Literally, barely any seats. And this guy was hitting the brakes something chronic. Like I remember one time, Josh had his back to the front of the bus on the decks, right? At one point, he was like, Josh, he gets so into it, man. He's like, and he's doing the hand signs up, and all of a sudden, the bus goes, and he goes, he gets launched back, and his back hits into some girl. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
And then she catches him like unknowingly, and then he gets back up, and I'm like, if she wasn't there, he would have went over the other seat and stuff.
Nice, man.
And what about we're about to get to the venue, and he's turning in the narrow street.
Yeah, we're
he had to keep reversing.
And then we're going past, and because our bus was pumping, right? There was Asian. I remember there was a Chinese shop, and all the workers came out the front, and they're like, and I'm like this, and then they're like.
And what I loved is as we pulled up, you just see Verse and Breezy running across the street, banging on the.
Verse jumps on the bus, and I hadn't met him yet, so I was like, "Who's this dickhead?" You know what I mean? And then I realized he hopped down and he hugged you, and I was like, "Oh wait, fuck! I think that's Verse." And then he introduced himself.
But we got
good energy, but
the footage. You got a lot of footage, man. You're gonna make a movie.
Yeah. I'll get around to that this week.
Yeah, it would be fun, man. Those are the best.
I guess after the show, it's good to just have a bit of a
unwind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know a lot went into it for planning, like, and all that shit. So it's good that we just let it happen. But I was pretty proud of us for only getting not less than 24 hours notice, and we did sell more tickets. Plus, there was walk-ins, and I don't know if you remember this guy, but he was with his missus. He had a long black sleeve shirt on, bit older. Bit of a beard on him, Aussie.
Oh, older, yeah.
And he was with his missus with a white top.
They were dancing for ages,
And he told me, he goes, bro, I haven't been out in almost a decade. We weren't even meant to go out. We were just going out for like food and shit or whatever. He's like, I walked past and I was like, oh yeah, true. I've been at Lazy Bones before, but he thought he'd just pop his head in, whatever. We got a ticket at the door. And then come up, and he didn't stop dancing the whole night. He's like, I haven't danced like this in ages.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So he was literally, he told me that twice. Like, he literally told me that twice. And I was like, bro, I love hearing that. Because we said, and I relayed what you had said in other podcasts, Iggy or DZ, but I think you, Iggy, people just want to dance, and they don't get that opportunity to dance. So he was literally word for word essentially saying like what you were talking about, and that's what you want to hear, and I was talking to a few of the guys, those guys. I added one on Facebook, or he had me on Facebook, and they had those hats, those funny blue hats
with the glasses. That was a good time.
And I was like, how'd you hear about it? He goes, oh, just a friend of mine here just said let's go, and we just went.
That's cool,
and they were saying they had a good night. Every time you see them, they're having a mad night. So even though sometimes some people left early that performed. Some people didn't stay the whole time, which to me, you know who you are. Just stay for most of the night, man. And not just that, you take people with you as well, which is another thing that I noticed a bit of. I don't know if that's teething problems on our part. Maybe it's because the show was a bit later of a show, but even still, like, I don't know. I'm maybe you can't expect people to do what you would do for someone else. Like if I was them, like an artist. Well, I was there DJing, right? But if I was an artist or I was DJing or whatever, I would just, even if it wasn't my close group of friends, I still would think I'd stay till at least 12, 1. Not going to lie. Might not stay till 2 if I wasn't as close. Who knows?
Yeah.
But some people will leave it a bit early, and it's like, and some people are a bit reserved. Fair enough. You can't all be extroverted or want to have a boogie, but some people were just sitting down too much, and I was like, come up, get in the back. And, some people weren't dancing as much, but that's like, you don't want to just be shooting at someone's feet going, dance, bitch.
Yeah.
But some people just aren't that way inclined, and they just like to experience the night. Maybe because I'm so far the other way inclined, where I'm like, I take it as offense sometimes.
Like, get up.
And I'm like, the fuck? Yeah. But that's just me being, but overall, the night was a success. It was just, like DZ said, you notice these things.
Yes.
And with Elton Chong's, it's a smaller venue, a bit more grungier. I liked this vibe better. But the room being smaller for at least the shows like the Marrickville show, which is a bit more far, maybe the smaller room is sometimes the way to go, and it's not always about, because if we're going to sell 70, but then again, we sold more. So we wouldn't have had more than 70 if we...
I mean, if we had...
How many people do you reckon was in there at the one time, the busiest?
I don't know.
If you guessed. I mean busiest. Not at once.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we hit 90. with all the walk-ins?
I think
there
90.
there was a lot of walk-ins.
I was going to say over 100.
I said 100 to work friends, but then I'm like, I don't know if it was 100.
Because there's people at the back, bro. People I didn't even know, like old cunts and shit, like at the back, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like, bro, there was hella people in there. Like, at one point, like, you even look at the videos of Versus set and stuff, it was like packed, and then that's not including the people that are at the back that are just, again, talking shit and just drinking and shit. So again, now I think I'm like, fuck, should we have just kept the bottom room now? Because if we did the bottom room, that would have been like a fucking Chinese laundry.
Like a boiler room.
That would have been like a boiler room sweatbox. So
which
now
sometimes I like, you know what I mean?
Bro,
it's like a bit grungy.
That would have been nuts. And again, it stops the problem of, because the top space was so big, that's one way to combat the people who then just sit down.
But like we said, if we had more notice, I'm telling you, bro, top room every day.
Oh yeah,
If we had more notice, top room every day. But in
this
this situation, I was hell keen to get in the top room regardless.
Yeah.
I know you were as well.
Yeah.
And I know you were, but I can understand. I see more now why you were a bit hesitant to do that. Whereas before I'm like, what are you talking about? Let's go. Yeah. But we had 24 hours or under. So, but we did good, man. And this is our second time, 2-0. I still say it's a sellout.
No, it is.
We sold out, and then they put us to a bigger room.
We are 2-0.
But yeah, I think it's just a matter of finding the right venue.
They said it fits 200 up there. I was talking, and by the way, the security guard looked like he looked like bloody Donkey Kong, just without just his big Uncle Fester like on gear. You know what I mean?
He was a fuckwit.
He was a fuckwit, bro.
Yeah, apparently he was being a gronk.
He was.
I'll tell you what happened. So my brother-in-law got kicked out.
He fell asleep, bro.
He's
crazy, bro.
He's on the piss. He's wild, bro.
Yeah.
But then he went to the back and he was resting, right? And the security guard comes up and goes, all right, come with me. So he's like, all right, I'm not doing anything wrong, so I'll go see what he wants. Come with me. He leaves him outside. And he goes, now fuck off. And then he started arcing up at him and shit. They were arcing up at each other, and Rose and I went down there and we were like, trying to get, like, just fuck, like, because they would have had a punch on him. They would have ruined everything. But, yeah, he was a gronk that whole time.
Wait, so why did they kick him out? Just because he was drunk?
Because you know what security guards are like. Billy is very loud, right? So as soon as we came in, he was loud. He was on one, right? He's got his sunglasses on, first of all, and it's dark. And then they pick you, right? So he would have walked in.
First symptom, glasses inside, boom.
Yeah.
And loud. And then the security guard would have seen him, and boom, that's the target. They wait for you to fuck up.
It didn't take much to wait for him to even look like fucking up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was harmless. He's doing nothing wrong, but I'm just saying
you can't sleep.
He wouldn't have.
You sleep.
Is that what happened? He initially fell asleep. Is that why
he went to the back and was sitting on a table with his head down on the table, resting because he was tired. He started getting too drunk. He was fucking resting. And the security guard came up to him, tapped him, and was like, "Let's go," and took him outside. And instead of saying "You got to go, mate," he goes, "Fuck off." Yeah. He didn't even do nothing, and he was a prick, man. He was a fucking.
Yeah, he was.
He was a gronk. And then when Rose and I were sitting there trying to talk to Billy, seeing where he's going to go, how he's going to get home and shit, the security guard, I was sitting on the step waiting, and he just comes up, he's like, yeah, sorry, mate, and does like fucking tap me on the shoulder. I'm like, fuck off,
what an idiot.
Fat, bald-headed, ugly cunt.
Yeah. he was so ugly. Yeah, he's
shit like that.
And I said something.
Stuff we got to work out, you know? Like,
and I went up to him and this Indian guy was working behind the bar. I was like, oh, yeah, mate, just ask him about the capacity. And that's when they told me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is our second show, you know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, the Indian guy's like, yeah. And then I looked over the guy's like, and I'm like, bro, like, mind you, I was on one a bit. So I don't want to get out of your level. I'm like, clearly you're not happy with your life. You're a security guard for fucking lazy bones.
They were by the end of it, they were having a great time. Like I saw the bartenders,
the bartenders
dancing and shit.
Yeah, they were.
The bartenders were great.
At the end of the night, the bartenders come up to me. They were like, "Dude, that was fucking awesome." I was like, "Thanks." So like, hopefully you come back. But mind you, though, the next day, I then text the woman I've been organizing all this shit for months. I was like, "Hey, thanks again. You know, it was awesome. It was a pleasure."
Didn't text you back.
No response. Not even a thumbs up response to the fucking text message. And I'm like sitting there going, bro, these motherfuckers are so lucky this is not 1915 because by order of the Trip Jacker Mafia, I'd have that place torched. I promise you.
By order of TJM.
I would send goons in there to rob them for all the money they made on that bar, take it back for us, and then I'd have the place torched.
And then, and then have another mead another round of mead for my boys.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you fucking with me or what?
Yeah. See, that goes to show that some businesses. Don't get me wrong, every business wants to make more money than they did from the business deal, right?
Yeah.
But there's some that literally do not care about networking and they just care about the immediate money that they're going to receive. Because if you cared about networking and having us back and doing, you would just nurture the relationship, the business relationship a little bit by just a fucking reply. All it took was a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And maybe an emoji. And maybe an eggplant.
Well, but it is what it is. And look, like, we done it. We crossed it off the list. We're not going back there. We'll go somewhere else.
I definitely don't feel cheated, hard done by this and that. These are just things that you're always going to get. You're always going to get a cunt of a security guard. Yes. Like you can get a cunt of a Macca's worker or a kind of... It is what it is. That's no shade on Lazy Bones. The staff were good.
But the bartenders were great.
The bartenders were mad.
They were
great. The venue itself, great. But it was just like a spanner in the works. But I'm actually pretty flattered that they did offer us that top room anyway, and we sold out. And I was like, I felt good about it. You know what I mean? It's always good being promoted that other room. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so thank you if you came and you're listening to this. It was a good night, man.
As always, thank you to everyone that helped leading up to the day as well. These all know who you are. The DJs killed it. I mean,
all the sets are brilliant.
The sets were fucking brilliant. Well, it's just unfortunate with the late. I don't know what it is when you're above the age of 28. As soon as it hits midnight, you see everyone's soul like a dementor just go.
Yeah, it's over.
I was like, I was literally standing there and Harry, everyone just did this. And then everyone's asses found the seat, and I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, come on, one more. I thought we'd gonna go at least like one. So that's why as soon as I started seeing that, I made the business decision. I was like, fuck. So I pulled Mobsy, Brad, and Diamond aside. I was like, boys, we're losing the crowd here. Do you want to reduce the sets to 40 minutes? They're like, yep, done. Brad and Shannon were having a fucking shocker. They reckon that they were fucking up. I didn't notice at all.
Yeah, they told me that too, but it was good.
Yeah, they reckon they were having a shocker.
I think they were being overcritical.
Yeah, they ended up only DJing for like 30 minutes. I only DJ'd for 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, I called Mobsy. I was like, bro, just get going. And because then now in my head, I'm thinking, okay, fuck. What's the best business decision here? Do I make everyone just sit here and just hate their lives while we're all up there playing? Or do I try to get us out of here on the bus as quick as we can? So I was like, all right. So I made the decision. I was like, boys, shorten the sets. Let's just start wrapping up soon. Even though we still got fucking 2 hours to go, I was like, let's just... sort of try to, get people going and shit. But,
well, I'll tell you what the problem is. I reckon we could have pushed it to 1 or 2 if a lot of everyone there was thinking, fuck, I've got to get on a bus now for fucking 45 minutes and sit on there all the way home, and then I've got to get back to the pub, and then from the pub I've got to figure out my way home. It's a big fucking mission, you know what I mean? And at 2 a.m. you're leaving. You're leaving at 2 a.m. So if we're at Elton's, for example, we could make it to 1:32. Everyone would feel a lot better because they're 10 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? So they've got that energy.
I still think, though, the prime time is 12 to 1. And it could be closer to 12 or closer to 1.
One's good. I think one's good.
One's good local.
To finish.
One in the city, a bit dicey.
I think, no. So now I'm making that executive decision, the next one. I feel like midnight is the sweet spot. Midnight's the sweet spot.
Start earlier.
7 till midnight or 6 till midnight. Like Elton's 6 till midnight was cracker.
Yeah.
That's shorter sets though. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, there isn't going to. Well, that's another thing too.
Half an hour EDM sets aren't short sets.
Nah.
They're not long, but they're not.
45 minutes. You have to do 45.
You have to do 45 minimum?
45. Okay. Yeah. So 30 minutes is just not. It's not enough. It's not enough. Like, bro, for a DJ, bro, like, for me, for example, right, like, you have to understand, too, like, you can ask we'll get Mr. Meagley on, because he'll tell you the same thing. When you're doing an hour set, right, bro, for my hour set, I had, like, 80 songs, bro. And I was not getting close to dropping all of them, but I'm playing over 60 of those songs because of how much I'm dropping and shit, right? So the prep work, this is the thing, is that a lot of people think that DJing is just, you pick some music from fucking Spotify and you rock up and you do it. There is people who do it like that, and you can. I've done sets like that before where you're underprepared and shit, but the art of DJing for me, and Mr. Meagley will tell you the same thing, is your prep work. Mr. Meagley fucking killed it again, bro. He's a gun, man. He absolutely smashed it again. But me and him were practicing. We'd send each other messages. You sit there on Record Box picking your order, and then if a song doesn't work, bro, you fuck it off. Next song, and you're just always filtering in and out. Yeah. So your prep work that's when it becomes art. You're creating a story in your set, right? Yeah. So I'm fucking spewing because I've done all this fucking prep work, and then I get there and I was like, fuck, we're losing
you
people.
Still had a great set.
We're losing everyone. So I only DJ for 20 minutes. I only done
20 minutes go.
Bro.
20 minutes is like...
Quick. I literally I looked up and my timer was at 22 minutes, and I was like, All right. I was like, Mobsy,
I'll tell you for EDM 45 minutes, but the half an hour for the hip hop was perfect.
That's perfect.
That felt great.
That's perfect.
So yeah, Elton's it felt short, but at Lazy Bones it felt great.
So I think
even less hip hop. Have 2 hip hop artists, bro.
Yeah, 2 hip hop artists,
and a longer. I'm gonna have a longer set if it's at the start.
No. So this is another thing I was gonna say is that there's gonna be no more 20-minute sets. I don't give a fuck if it's EDM, whatever.
Yeah,
you're going to be doing 40 minutes because you also did phenomenal.
Yeah, your set was
phenomenal. Like you are phenomenal. So you at the start, but I think you go for 40 minutes. And really get that vibe of people coming. Give people time to come in, mingle.
You're right. Because when you were like, it took everyone so long to get in the door. They'll come
half
in
my set, three songs in, no one was in there.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm like,
so if you had that extra 40 minutes, the vibe, everyone by the time everyone came in, they were loose now. They had their drinks, and then your set would be fucking well on the way.
I'm gonna have more time for like chill songs where people literally are going, hey, this and that, blah blah. And then because I feel like when they came in, I was about to play Backbone by Stormzy.
Exactly.
So everyone comes in, but everyone started to get into it. So yeah, real happy with the night, boys.
Yeah,
real happy with it.
Shout out to Verse as well.
Shout out to Verse. Shout out to Luke Mikulev. Luke Mikulev on the deck,
bro.
Luke Mikulev is crazy.
Mikulev, bro, 5'9", and this is why I wanted 5'9" and Verse on the fucking lineup, bro. Verse. The amount of comments I got from Verse's set, people were like, bro, this motherfucker's great, and he's up there dancing. He's wearing sunglasses, with a shirt off, bro, sweating. That's what I fucking wanted a synergy, right? And then 5'9" again. 5'9" does the little things where he goes above and beyond. He was messaging me, helping me out, bro. That motherfucker brought like fucking 20 people with him, and they stayed for majority of the fucking night. So like, you know what I mean? So and his mixing was great. The music, he was playing that mix of like old school bangers and like new school dubstep.
Yeah, he had a lot of old school throwbacks,
like anthems and shit. So there's a few little kinks to work out with the time. So obviously, like, then you know what, an idea I was thinking for the next one too is you and by Steven, maybe it might be hard, but you two just go like back to back kind of.
Why don't we just get rid of the hip hop and you just do EDM?
Could do that too, but the hip hop,
because that's what it seems like it's going. To be honest, like,
but the hip hop is so. It's so good though. Like, how good was Versus set, bro? Like, it was great. It was fucking.
You don't think the hip hop popped?
I think it did. I think I had a great set. I had a great time. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it just seems like the way you guys want to DJ. You know what I mean? And we're taking up half the time with hip hop. If you want, just do a fucking synergy. Just do an EDM, bro.
Nah.
You guys want to DJ and dance. Like the hip hop, it's like we're doing the hip hop just because we do hip hop music as a label. But if you want
the hip hop is such a good starting.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of synergy.
I feel like it is a perfect mix.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it is because it's like you go EDM. There is such thing as too much EDM for some people as well.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. I love doing the hip hop and I love doing the set, and I hope people enjoy it. But
I think personally, I think that it complements each other. I don't think synergy and just think EDM. The whole point of synergy for me is
because I don't know, when you start doing like me and Steven are sharing songs and shit, it's like diminishing it, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's
I know
it's like might as well not do it, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
That's up.
Wait, is that what you mean by back to back? I thought you meant back to back, like DZ first, or by Steven first, and then DZ. Or are you talking
about? I mean, like they just share state, kind of like what Mega and Harlem did for Noxbar. Because I can't have by Steven and fucking DZ every time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it gets fucking stale. Like we got it. Like, by Steven's not making enough music to fucking keep up and shit. Anyway, like I can't.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, I don't. Like, I don't get. I got a lot of EDM tracks anyway, so like I'm happy to not even have a set, and then while you're DJing you play your own music and I rap my rap verses on some of the tracks, like shit like that, you know what I mean? I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. I love doing the hip hop. I had a great time. People always tell me every time they enjoy my set, and fucking people coming up to me saying you're fucking mad. That's great. I love it. But, if you have a vision, bro, I'm not going to stand in the way of your vision.
Nah. So, the vision is with the hip hop. And that's why Verse, for example, was the perfect, like, the songs. Bro, this motherfucker's got fucking remixes of his songs with dubstep drops and shit. Steven made all this new music that was, like, drum and bassy and shit. Like, it's just, it was great. That's exactly what I wanted. But it's just the time. That you need to nail that time. The time. You need to nail it.
Well, wait a minute. You're saying you can't have me and by Steven every time, but it's you guys every time doing this.
No, so then,
you know what I mean?
No, so that's what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying though, because it's not your voices; it's you're picking different.
No. See, but the next one isn't going to be the next one. I've already got the lineup idea, and it's like no in-house DJs except for possibly meagly going back to back with someone first.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing a big reshuffle because I can't have the same fucking lineup every time.
Yeah.
Because it gets stale.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
that's a good point. I didn't even think of that until you said it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
No. The next one's not going to be. The next one, Moby's not DJing. I'm fucking not DJing. Siphon Thingy aren't DJing. The only one I will give leeway to is Mr. Meagley because one, he loves it so much and he kills it every time.
He's proven himself.
He's proven himself. But if I do put him on again, he's going first this time as the opener. And for like maybe possibly only 40, 45 minutes.
Because you need to appreciate people, like you said, they get tired. No, they're not all there for the main few. You know what I mean? Like so.
Well, yeah. Well, that makes sense then. And look, don't feel bad. Like I'm sure Steven's the same, but I'll happily sit out a synergy. Like if it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel obligated to be every time. But if you want me, I'll do it every time. You ask me, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. So and I always have new music anyway.
I was going to say you're
by
very
the time
busy.
you're listening to this, the song's already out with Big Red Cap.
Red Cap.
If you listened last week, that was a great episode.
It was a great episode, man.
It's so good when you have such a different perspective, like someone interesting and like completely, off the wall. But yeah, our song's out now. Who's Raw? You can listen to it. Yeah, but these are all things we're working out as we go. It's the first Synergy, our second sold out show. First Synergy.
So we are 2-0 though. We've got the belt. We're holding the belt.
How did you just pull up?
I was great. I was fine.
You just reminded me. I went with the intention of drinking, so I had 2 beers or something before I got to the venue, did my set, and then after my set I was planning to drink. And I just didn't feel like it. I did not feel like it at all. I couldn't even bring myself to get a drink. I was buzzing. Like I was vibing, Like it wasn't on purpose. I just didn't want to drink.
Yeah.
So I pulled up great, and then the next day I felt fucking awesome.
So when did you sleep till?
But my daughter gets up early, man. Like 8:30 maybe before we actually fully got out of bed.
So you had about 5 hours, 4 and up.
But we were lazy. It was a lazy day. We were lounging around.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that was fun, man.
I woke up at 8, went to piss, went back to sleep till 10, felt mad, and then I had Hungry Jacks at 10:45 in the morning.
So you know you're feeling rough when you get the takeaway.
Not even breakfast.
I was saying to the boys off air, like, it's the most frustrating thing. I get the most triggered when they fuck up my order at a takeaway shop. Again, I got a large double a large double Whopper, a Mexican double Whopper, and the chips, it was a large chips, but they were barely fucking hanging over the cardboard. So chat. It's like fucking eight chips.
You could just picture you getting angry.
Oh, and I was so hungover. Like, I ordered a large, not a medium. You know what I mean? But no, it was good. But that's when you know you're feeling a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned for the next one. Details will be in the new year, I'm sure. But we'll do it again, man. It's a busy year next year anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Question is, I want to keep that fucking streak going now. It's like the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak.
Every time we get up with our eyes roll back. Like,
The sweet spot is, though, working out the distance between shows, too. Because, for example, say we were to do it again next month, we wouldn't sell out.
Oh, no.
No one would come. They'd be like, I just went. So we got to find that, like, 3 month, maybe even too short. Like 3.5, 4 months kind of sweet spot. We get people rowdy, but Anyway, thank you for coming. More to come later. Do you want to do Reddit now or what? What are we up to?
Have we got community corner? We didn't have any speak dicks last week.
I forgot about community.
We didn't do any. My PM at work has went to me today on the phone. Hey, well, there was no speak pipes last week. What the hell's going on?
That's good. People like the speak pipes. Fuck, we probably got heaps then. We got any questions in Discord and shit too?
Look.
I did do a poll, but it's for the Reddit anyway, so I'll save that. But I like your topic was a good one. Like I like trying to get people in the Reddit before the episode, so they're talking about it at the same time we're talking about it, and not a week delayed.
Yes.
That's what he was saying. We tried like last time, so I'm going to try to do that a bit more depending on the topic. If it's a topic that no one's going to really have, then I might not
stuff like this topic.
Yeah, it was good. I got a couple good answers. So.
Oh, you got good replies from people.
Yeah,
hectic.
Yeah, my followers on Instagram.
Let's go.
DZ.
What are your followers? What are your followers on Instagram hovering at now?
2,100.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I'm losing followers like a motherfucker, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not getting any either. I haven't gotten followers in ages. I don't know. I don't know how to get followers, man.
And are you as active posting as you are on TikTok?
No, nowhere near as active. No, Instagram's a lot harder, man.
Oh my god,
is it?
Yeah. Because TikTok, I'm not posting all the clips on Instagram. Because Instagram, I'm a bit more professional. I don't want to be annoying on Instagram either. Like I like how my page looks. So I post. Not even once a week, probably once every other week.
Yeah.
So I should probably step it up, though. A lot of stories.
What's up, FireCast? It's Friendly Fire here, owner of Tripjacker Mafia Records, and we're very proud to announce our new sponsorship with the Hydro Grip. They have a BPA-free bottle, and they have a magnet on top of the bottle, so you can film your sets at the gym for content, social media, if you run a podcast yourself. As you can see here, the phone's sitting very securely on top of this magnet. Very stable when it's full or empty. Super secure magnet, stays hot for 12 hours or cold for 24 hours. And 10% of all sales go to the Sydney's Children's Hospital, which we find super dope. So be sure to go over there and purchase yourself a bottle. And don't be shy to let them know that you're coming from the FireCast community so we can all spread the love. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I went to the KFC that has the AI.
The robot.
And I got to the part of my order where I say, can I swap out the boneless pieces for 3 chicken wings?
It doesn't understand.
And then it fucked up. And I was like, and it says, can I speak to someone, like the option? Is like, can I please speak to someone, like a person or whatever? And then it just came over the person I ordered the same thing. And I felt like I was videoing it as well to show Tori as I was doing it. And then it got to the point where I was like, and then if you break in your conversation as well, like I went, can I have one Zinger box and a lot...
Because
I wasn't just like, I didn't go there and went like, can I get a large Zinger box with this and that? And then so it was like fucking up my order. But you know, that's another reason why sometimes AI isn't it's not quicker.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah.
We've got a few here. Hold on.
Hydro Grip, baby.
Hydro Grip. We'll redo the ads at some point.
Hey lads, it's Pat here. Just want to go back to Joey's pooping.
This is the PM
last week. Have you guys ever had a poop where you just get fully naked on the toilet just to absolutely concentrate on what you need to get done? Cheers, lads.
Short and sweet. I like it.
It was short to the point.
You know that like it's gonna be a fucking whopper, right? When you kick your pants off, the only time I really do that is if I'm about to have a shower. Shower, right?
Yeah.
But like if you're literally you're gone about your day and you go, I need a poo, and you take your, and especially imagine if it's jeans as well. You take your jeans off under your belt buckle and you're full naked. And why is your shirt off?
You're in the cubicle at work fully nude because you're just shitting.
Like, I guarantee
he's got his work boots on still though.
There's cunts out there who only shit naked. I bet you, like a comfort thing. Like,
oh man.
My favourite ones are when you go to the urinal and the cunt pulls his pants all the way to his ankles. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Who does that though? No adult does that.
I mean,
school?
No,
I've never seen
public toilets. I don't. My house, they come all the way down. They're touching the floor.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
As in, wait, my pants?
Yeah.
When you're taking a piss.
Oh no! Shit!
That's good.
Sorry. Sorry. My
You're
bad.
pissing like a toddler.
Sorry, I thought public toilets when I'm like taking a poo. Public toilets, I'll pull down my pants, but they'll sit. The bulk of them will sit just below my kneecaps, right? I won't let them crunkle up so my pockets and the back part are on the floor, the shitty floor, the growing floor. But at home, my pants are going direct, like when I'm pooing, directly to the ankles.
Yeah.
I thought you meant pooing. Imagine pissing. No, sometimes like the other day, I have an obsession with Tori. I just show her my ass all the time. And like I'll just have my ass out. Like we'll be watching a show, and I'll be like perched on the couch on the side, and she'll be sitting on the L shape, laying on the L shape, and I'll just have my ass out, but I won't say anything for like ages, and then I'm just like so childish, and I'll just be like. And like sometimes I'll tuck my balls and my cock in between my legs and have it like I call it like a fruit bowl, a fruit bowl or Squidward.
This fucking poor thing just trying to watch the fucking.
Yeah, she goes, and the other night she actually said like she does it on whatever, but obviously in her head she's got to the point now
like,
where it's become such a thing. Yeah. She literally said like, Joey, why are you obsessed with showing me your ass?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so I went like she's like I'm surprised she wouldn't be happy with it, and then I bring this up because when I went to the toilet the other day to pee. pee the other night. We're watching the show. I'm like, yeah, pause it. I got up with my ass out, like my pants, and she's like, and I walk in the toilet, and then just to be funny, she wasn't even looking, but I just went, I pushed them all the way down and leant against the wall, like on a 45-degree angle with my pants halfway into my, like,
trying to make
on my shin. No, she wasn't even looking. That's the thing. At that point, I was just being a funny guy, just going, like planking essentially against the wall, just butt out. And I'm like, imagine it's like she walks past and I just clench my ass cheeks just to make it like funnier.
Just to make it funnier.
We've got one more. So
how funny is a clenched ass?
Lumberjack Pat. One more.
Hey lads, Pat again. Just one more question about pooping while we're at it. How do you guys wipe your ass? Do you stand, sit, and then how do you fold? That's the question. Cheers.
Thanks, Pat, for your
your
intriguing questions.
Your tutorials.
That's a good question. I've said this before on the show, but I used to sit down until about maybe like 5 years ago, and I started standing. I don't know why. What the change? I don't know what the change happened. I'm not standing up straight.
Like dead straight.
But you're holding
you crouch over the toilet bowl.
But why?
I don't know. It's just better.
So you're holding
it's
a squat. You're holding. It's comfortable. That's a lie.
You probably do the same thing, don't you?
Don't lie, Iggy.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's like I don't stay fully just seated. I feel like that's awkward.
I love how
shit.
Iggy acted like you were out of your mind.
No. I think it's kind of like, I feel like most people do that.
It feels better.
Yeah. So you don't like lean? So say what? Like just lean like this?
I like lean
I used
forward.
to. See, that's the weird part. I don't know why the change
It's like
happened.
a clam. Like your ass is the clam. The seat is like. But you never just go up. Like you're talking about a little mini squat essentially.
Yeah, like a squat.
No, like you lean forward. Like
lean forward. But I'm talking this. Ready? You'll say this.
Yeah.
So not like this.
No.
That's too seated.
You know. I before I made this change, all of a sudden, I was listening to a podcast. This is years ago, and they were roasting one of the dudes for doing the squat. And I remember thinking in my head, "Fuck, that's kind of weird. Who the fuck squats?" And then all of a sudden, I started doing it, and now I understand. And I'm not the only one because that guy out there somewhere is also doing it, and he does too now. So it must be a thing. It's just more comfortable.
And Paddy didn't even say what he does, though.
Yeah.
Paddy, we need your answer because I reckon you stand up because why would that even be an option? I didn't know people...
But he stands straight, though.
Get this. I didn't know there was people in the world that stood up while doing it.
Well, now
Swear to God.
Well, and also I fold. I used to scrunch when I was a bit younger, when I was a little boy.
And then
Then I grew up a little.
You grew up. You had some routine in your life.
Yeah.
Folding is ruthless. You're making like shit sandwiches.
Wait, folding?
So you're a scruncher.
No. Oh my God. That's ruthless. That's like you never know what side of the tissue paper your shit's got. Like, you only have one little
But I use this much paper. It's like a little ball.
Just on the tip of your finger.
So you open your asshole and you put the ball of toilet paper and you let it plug your asshole.
I'm just raw handing it out, just grabbing it all out.
You make shit sandwiches. You were saying last time.
I make like a tiramisu, but it's like a shitamisu. Yeah. It's literally just like. But I reckon to me, it's more organized and it's more efficient. I would say it's toilet paper efficient. But I use way too much, so it's not. But for me, my logic was it's like how they're building townhouse apartments on top of each other. You get more people on the block if you build up rather than out, right?
Yeah.
So think of my toilet paper wipe as Penrith, the new apartments going up. You save a lot more material or room or space on the toilet paper by building a little tower.
Your toilet paper looks like a Hong Kong skyscraper. You've got 100,000 motherfuckers in that thing. Yeah.
Is that all of them?
We've got a few more. Let's have a little look here. All right.
That was Paddy's first
cut. Yeah, welcome to the race.
He was talking about doing the voice memos, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't want to do one." I'm like, "I mean, you could," and he ended up doing one.
Welcome to the race. He could take the crown, considering that Shaman Raz has disappeared off the face of the earth.
He's gone for an interstellar quest.
I don't know where he is.
Before the show, the day of the show, I had lunch at Brooks, and I was walking out. We were going to the car, and I saw Raz in there. Raz was in there, and there was some guy looking. Rose was looking. I'm like, "What the hell?" So I was looking, and I realized it was Raz. I was like, "Hey!" I was pointing at him. So I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, shit.
Also, I wanted to talk about a bit and touch about. You talked about Gaddafi last podcast a bit. Just wanted you're right. Like he he wanted to do like his own currency, like to unite Africa. I think it was like called Africa Central. He wanted to do an Africa central banking system, and this would obviously oppose the westernized banking system, which is like, you know, the Rothschild and all this shit. So yeah, so the CIA back then when Obama was president, they put a hit out on him, and they basically did a coup against the president to get rid of him, because they were like, fuck, this guy's dangerous to our fucking banking system. So yeah, they got rid of him that way, and that's why you see all these fucking wars and shit in the Middle East, and even in some African countries, they're just fucked because like all their presidents have either been killed or the US has destabilized their country. So yeah, fuck. And people are predicting that there might be a civil war in the US, but I don't know.
Yeah, the Gaddafi stuff's interesting. I mean, it's hard to know. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think, you know, they probably did kill him. The US definitely had interest in killing him. But, yeah, you never really know.
Is everything in Africa like a separate country, or are they just like separate states?
It's a continent, bro. They're separate countries, bro. There's like 54 countries in Africa.
Like Egypt's in there somewhere.
Egypt's in Africa.
Yeah, Egypt, Morocco, Congo.
Morocco.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, South Africa.
So it's not like Australia where it's like South Australia.
No, Africa's a continent, not a country, bro. Africa is like
Africa's
South
huge.
America. South America,
yeah.
Africa is a continent.
Yeah, okay.
Australia is
What's
unique.
Australia?
Australia is a continent and a country. It's unique.
Beep, invalid.
Because Australia, also New Zealand's in there and shit, so it's a continent, but it's also a country.
It's a continental.
Right, and then we've got one called Big Red Fan.
Yes, boys, that episode with Big Red Cap was fucking epic, man. I love that dude. He's a big red teddy bear. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Well done. And it's also great knowing that Joey will make the effort to show up for special guests, especially when they've come all the way from a place as far away as Newcastle. Like, Jesus, that's commitment, bro. I have a level of respect for that. That's amazing that you do that, Joey. Good job, man. Good job. I'm not bitter or anything, but, you know, whatever. But I'm fucking keen to hear about the Synergy show, boys. I saw some of your footage. It looked epic as hell. And I definitely want to hear all about it. And you got to get Verse on the show soon, man. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely keen to hear Verse on one of your episodes. Mm-hmm. Fucking awesome, bro. Also, check out my website, megalodonhiphop.com.
Yes,
Big shout out to DZ for giving me some good insight info on Squarespace, and really appreciate that, bro. And of course, Iggy for giving me some insight on the merch website, which I'll be working on soon. But yeah. Anyway, keen for next week's episode, boys. Fucking love you. Keep up the good work.
Ooh.
Thank you,
that
sir.
That is a brilliant. First of all, I'm never going to leave that down until we actually do meet.
Yeah. No,
that's going to be a running joke till I meet him.
Yeah, 100%.
I might have to fucking fly there or something. Just to be like, hey, I'm going to put this to bed. You know what I mean?
Please.
Congrats on the website too, by the way, bro.
That's a good idea with obviously having. First of all, the merch. Obviously, the merch shit is a smart idea as well. I was talking about more specifically having Verse on. The podcast would be. Mad episode.
So I think we talked about it ages ago. It just never happened.
No. So it's
Where's he from? Where's Verse from?
Sydney.
I think it's like towards the city.
Yeah, near Marrickville, sort of.
Yeah. That's definitely going to happen. Me and Verse have been talking about it here and there. So I kind of wanted him on before Synergy, but then obviously the other guests kind of, you know, have specific dates that they can only make. So you got to kind of. Whereas I know Verse is very fucking flexible. Like Verse will just fucking drive down here whenever we're fucking ready. So
it'll happen.
Yeah. So as always, thank you for the speak pipes. Anything else that we want to touch on for Synergy before we fully move on and put it to bed? Anything else? Final thoughts, Joey K. I mean, I feel like everyone did their jobs per se. We just, we and what we mean too, if you're listening, because the people listening, we haven't really given much context. We're just saying that we started losing people and shit. People are probably thinking, what the fuck did everyone just start leaving and shit? So what we've been saying is that we got there, bus was packed, pumping. In my opinion, the hip-hop sets were absolutely stole the show for this one. The hip-hop was pumping. And then EDM starts, 5'9" kills it, Mr. Meagley absolutely kills it. And then as soon as Meagley finished, we just went... And not as in like people leaving and shit. Obviously people are leaving. That's always going to happen. Regardless of whether you're fucking Drake or Virtual Riot, someone's going to leave your fucking set because of whatever reason. Some emergency, their fucking goldfish has escaped, or your friend's fucking crying over their ex. It's going to happen, right? But we mean as in we just kind of started losing the energy really hard. And Meagley finished like what, right on 11. So it was even before midnight we started fucking dying.
Yeah, I noticed.
So we didn't even make it to midnight.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean. We don't mean that like the whole venue just left. Like
I feel like as I've gotten older, the crowds at any venue they would rather a day / Arvo sesh.
Yes.
And then, like you said, into 12 midnight max.
Yeah.
It is kind of different how the EDM kind of went off. The EDM and hip hop went off kind of equal, or EDM a little bit more at Elton Chong's.
Yes.
But they were still both evenly matched. But at this one, for some reason, the hip hop fucking
I feel like the hip hop stole the show for this one.
Yeah.
Compared to I feel like Elton's, the EDM was thumping, but for this one, I reckon the hip hop was like lit. But then in saying that too, that could just be as simple as we've travelled. We're all high from the bus. We get there. Everyone's fucking hype. So the hip-hop guys come in, boom, keep the energy going. And then when everyone kind of sat down for a minute and we transitioned and realized how fucking tired everyone was, we've all just gone, oh, fuck, where's the seat?
That's all it is, bro. All it is the distance and the time. That's it. I think the venue is a small factor, but like at Elton's, it went off both hip-hop and EDM because they were locked in, man. You look at the videos from Elton's, bro, it's a sea of people in the stage. Like, it was fucking... They're locked in. There was no chairs, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's a small factor, but other than that, I think it's just the distance and the time, man.
I knew when I seen all those chairs at the back, I'm like, we're gonna lose some people.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I asked them to get rid of them, like make some non-sittable, like put them, stack them next to each other, so it kind of stack the chairs separate from the tables, so it kind of eliminates.
Get rid of the.
But they're like, nah, we don't do that. I'm like, true, whatever. But we are grateful for Lazy Bones and obviously and them hosting us just a different shows, different times. It's like times make the vibe nowadays. You know what I mean? If anyone can vouch for that, it's Tori. As soon as Tori needs to be... Her nights are during the week, for example. Not saying that people are like this during the weekends, but she needs to be... She wants to be... If she isn't in bed or asleep by this time, she's like, it's going to fuck up the next day, blah, blah, blah. Some people are like that to a certain extent, or most people, on the weekends as well. You are most weekends. I am when I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? But when you are doing something, you travel ages, it does factor into it. Yeah. But
a day sesh would be incredible, but then the only thing I think about a day sesh is the stress for us is amplified. Because think of it, right? Day sesh. If you start at midday, we got to be up at like 8 getting to that fucking venue and ready. So for us, regardless, it's a whopper. You still get home earlier. But I just feel like it'd be a bit more stressful knowing that the second I wake up, we got to go. The venue, if we got to get there, bus, DJs with USBs, where are we meeting, what are we doing? Whereas when you're doing it a bit later, we kind of had all day to kick back. The DJs were here practicing. Like, you do a day session, it's like, wake up, we got to go to that fucking venue and start doing sound check and shit. So it's kind of like you got to take the...
Yeah, but I'd rather go through that and the crowd experience.
Yeah.
And I look around and I did have that moment so many times where I was like, I went up to you guys.
Yeah.
But I would sacrifice myself and my own tiredness, and I could keep the energy, and then just watching through other people, living for other people, and looking around the fans and the crowd's all just like pumping, and there's no dead air or there's no dead patches. Not dead air, but dead patches of like energy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like you said, everyone did their job. I think it's like the time.
It's a hard one, but it is one that we're working on and sort of slowly weeding out and crinkling out, the problems. But other than that. So if you're listening and you weren't there, that's kind of the vibe. It was a great success on paper, business-wise. We don't mean that it was like, we at a loss or anything. It was a success. It worked out. We had a packed 70-seater bus that took us there, pumping from the moment we got there. Hip-hop pumped. The start of the EDM absolutely pumped. And then as it kind of got towards the 11:30 mark, we kind of all... us older fellas. Shout out to the younger fellas that come, the ones with the glasses and shit. They were fucking going all night. And that's just because they've got the fucking... They've got youth on their side. That's all it is. They've got the youth where those motherfuckers... We could have gone to 4 a.m. and those cunts would have been there fucking bopping their heads and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just... I'm telling you, bro... The midnight curse when you're above 27, it's real. Yeah, it's like a dementor leaving your soul. The second it hits midnight, really bro, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no. I was like, stay awake, you fuckers. I was like, God fucking damn it, man. Yeah. But other than that, great success. Thank you to everyone as always. And in no doubt, there will be info on the next one. I've got the idea for the lineup in my head, which if we can pull it off would be fucking astronomical, but it's just the venue.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. So, all right.
Welcome to the Reddit Corner.
Beep. All right, another week your Reddit Corner. Joey K, this is your week this week.
Yep. My topic for this week is bad first date stories.
Okay, this is a good one.
Now, do you want to go through these polls first?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Because I said... What is your bad date story? So this is from my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, thank you. Walked around the city with my ex just to end up having a massive fight with her on the train. She was excited to walk around with me in the city. I ditched my friend just to meet her. It happens, mate. It happens.
And there's nothing more awkward than having a fight while on the train or here.
Next stop.
Wentworthville.
Redfern.
Yeah.
Doors closing.
Get off the train, you bitch.
And Rara Blue says, shout out to you. She was on my album Things Change. Oh, yeah. She says, I once went on a Tinder date with a guy who brought his best friend along to dinner.
Oh my God.
The audacity.
Yeah, I know, bro. How out of touch are you? Like,
that's so awkward. What does he do? Does he just... Oh, yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Third wheel. Megalodon says, went on a date with this one chick and now 17 years later we have 3 kids.
Sounds like a nightmare.
That's a solid effort, bro.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that was it. Thank you for responding, guys. See, that's a bit of fun. If we get a good topic where I think people might have a response, I'll try to get your opinion. But do you want to kick it off with the Reddit? What do you got for us?
Had a first date for lunch there wasn't much chemistry. She somehow memorized my credit card number when I had it laid down for the waiter to pick it up, and she proceeded to commit CC fraud shopping online with my card number to the tune of a few thousand USD.
Holy shit. Bro,
that is impressive, though.
Bro, you just reminded me of something. Can I tell you something about when Rose was pregnant, right? It's so funny how unreasonable pregnant women are, right? One time, I can't remember... Some was happening. I think Rose was getting like fraud payments or something, right? And we'd cleaned the car or something, and she was freaking out about whatever this. And her thought was that maybe she left her card on the passenger seat of the car, and someone looked through the window and got the numbers on the fucking card and was using her card to buy shit online. I'm like, are you crazy? I was like, you need the front and the back of the card. There was some shit like that. It was just the most ridiculous. I was cracking. I still give a shit about it today. I'm like, bro, there's no way that could happen.
Yeah, there's no one looking at cars going like, awesome. Where is the credit card?
And they're looking, they see the numbers.
One says, I cut the tip off my finger in my car door before we even left the driveway. Needless to say, there wasn't a second date. This bitch has just gone to the hospital with this car going, fuck.
And imagine the first time you don't want to be vulnerable and in pain. It's not really an aphrodisiac when it's like, hey baby, hey.
Pissing out blood.
You're like, no, I'm good.
Does it hurt? You're like,
everywhere.
This is what person says. I got asked on a date by a waiter who served me after I'd just broken up with my first ever boyfriend. I was 20 at the time and was feeling ridiculous, so I agreed. Even though the guy looked like a total creep and asked me out in front of my mother, I got drunk before the date, and this guy turns up wearing all leather and with a giant gold rings and leather wrist cuffs. He was so tall and skinny, it just came off as odd. I asked him how old he thought I was, and he said 17. He then told me he was 35. Naturally, I went to the loo, phoned my friend, and escaped. To this day, I still do not know why I went on that date.
Oh, so he knew she was a
that was a predator.
It's just a weird
wow. Wow. And she said yes.
Well, he sounds foreign. She didn't mention that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It just can't
And
just
he's
picture,
wearing
like,
he's wearing all
French
leather.
cunts and shit. Like, you know what I
What
mean?
the hell who are you?
Daisy wants to speak.
What's your Reddit story, Daisy?
Dougie sniffed my ass on the first date.
How cute are sausage dogs, bro? I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, I know. They're
Like,
so
look at
cute.
this. It looks like a badger / fucking, I don't know what this is.
An otter?
It's like an otter /
She's such a lap dog as well. She'd be the biggest lap dance whore if she worked at a strip club.
Bro, I love this fucking little pooch.
She'd grind on you for some smackos.
Look at it. You can just put them wherever you want. Perfect.
Come.
Sorry, keep going.
No.
Yeah, go to Joey. Go on.
First date ever with a girl. I was 19. I was a kissless, hugless, sexless virgin at the time. We were at a movie and she complained that I was trying to have sex with her. And she complained... she complained I wasn't trying to have sex with her.
Oh, wasn't.
And told me I was gay and not a real man. And about how guys on the first date pick her up in their pickup trucks and have sex with her on the first date. While seated next to me, she called some other guy to pick her up and she left. He did indeed show up as stereotypical white trash looking guy with a rusty pickup truck and missing passenger side door. Okay, that's a bit. I was still waiting for my dad to pick me up in front of the theater.
Oh.
So she was a whore.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They make the world go round.
Yeah. She left me in the middle of our date, apologizing when her boyfriend, who hadn't talked to her for 3 days, finally texted her. In her defense, though, she did pay. Can you really be that mad? Like, oh, thank you.
Like free food.
Yeah.
This person says, she talked about her extensive machete collection and how she threatened some of her exes with them, just for fun. She also talked about how she got the massive scar on her arm for punching out a window. Her friend just sat awkwardly the whole night and got hammered. I felt bad for her since she didn't like being the third wheel. Here's the fun part though. Since I was bad about ignoring red flags at the time, I tried to organize a second date. However, she acted like she didn't know who I was and that we had never met.
She's batshit crazy.
So she's a meth head or something.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like when you meet up with first dates, like especially online, like you never know what you're gonna get, eh? And it's like, how many catfishes? How many like
crackheads?
You can put forward any kind of version of you would like. They don't even know how you're saying the things you're saying. There's not even context to the things you say, let alone there's no visuals, no nothing. And if I went past heaps of Reddit threads that I just skim past because it's like standard catfish. But some of them, man, like they don't look anything like that, and they're not even remotely attracted. But they have to just be nice the whole night, and they're like, yeah, they're a good person, but it's just like, you have to do the whole, I park that way, and then you're like, oh, so, we're going to do this again, and you have to do the whole, yeah. Like, I think if I was in that position, I've never been in that position, but if I was in that position, I would just be like, I would let them down easy. I can't think of being like, nah, sorry, it just wasn't for me. I'd be like, yeah, I'll text you. I was like, you never do,
and you never.
I wouldn't.
Look, I do say I do got to give it to, these fucking Gen Alpha freaks and all them, these youngins. Even though you do shit me up the wall, they do got a little hard, right? Like I said, I've also never been the bloke who's gone on Tinder dates, gone on dating apps. I met my partner the good old fashioned way, parties. You hook up.
Mating call.
I ruffle my feathers. She likes it. Boom, boom, boom. The old school way. You know what I'm saying? But I work with a bloke who he's younger, probably 25, maybe 24, 25, maybe even younger.
Yeah.
And I said to him, so like you fucking going out partying or what kind? Like I'm itching to hear. I'm like just an old washed up old man, so I'm itching to hear someone else's fucking stories. He's like, nah, man. I'm like, what, is there anything on? Like, what are you doing, bro? You're partying, you're meeting bitches and shit. He's like, nah, man, like no one parties at my area. I'm like, oh yeah. Mind you, he's not like fucking from the city. He's only from like fucking, Windsor. So 20 minutes down the road. He's like, nah, people don't party out here. I'm like, what do you do? He goes, nothing really. Like we just, kind of like go pub hopping every now and then and that's it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so they're not partying where like you've got to meet, you're always meeting people of the opposite sex, right? Whereas these guys, they're kind of not doing that.
Yeah.
So you see them less and less. Where even he said, he's like, dude, he's like, I'm like struggling to find a girl. I'm like, and the ones that I do talk to are from Tinder dates and shit. And he goes, they always just end up horribly. I should get him to send the speak pipe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, it's different times, bro.
Yeah.
Different times.
So people aren't just doing it the old-fashioned way as much.
No, I don't think so, bro. Like, well, everyone's fucking addicted to this shit. Everyone's fucking swiping. Everything's a game in this day and age. Everything. Tinder's a game. You can't. The fucking bitches got to swipe until they can talk to you.
To be fair,
bitches,
Instagram,
the women, like,
Instagram was the enabler that got me with Tori. So I sent her about an essay, and I remember she said I sent that much. She screenshotted it and put me on blast with all her friends. Yeah, legit. She literally said to all her friends, like, "Look at this guy. Like, look who's in
what do you mean you
like,
sent an essay? What do you?
So like, I was just like, my introduction. No, I'm joking. The body, the conclusion. No. But like, I'm a yapper even online, right? So obviously we went back and forth first. I didn't just go, "Hey, my name is Joe." We always went back and forth. But then eventually we got into the conversation where I was sending like, boom,
paragraphs at a time,
and then and it's like, WBU, like, what about you? And I remember she said she screenshot and sent it to Aaron and whoever else. It was like, oh, look who's in my day. It's like, what the fuck? He sends like, and I would always send an XX even if I didn't really like know ya. Like, I'd be like XX, and she thought I was like full actually being like legit, but I just like do it as like a thing. But I remember being like, but that was the enabler. So there wasn't even a natural. We did go on a first date or whatever, and like, we did actually date like a normal way, like we did, but we met via social media, you know what I mean? And a bit of me is like, it would be cool to be like, have that story where we met at a party or this and that and did this. But I kind of knew who she was before. So I was just like, I don't know. It gets rid of that. I think for me, more so others as well. I'm a bit of an extrovert. But even for me, though, the social media thing breaks the ice a bit.
Yeah.
And it makes you have a little bit more courage for that first time you meet when in person, because you've broken a little.
It's good when they look like their pictures.
Exactly.
I met Rose in school. We didn't go to the same school, but we were in school. We've been together since school. I remember the first time I met her. We were like going somewhere else with my homies, and then my homies, some of them went to Emmaus and they'd hang out with the girls from Emmaus, so they'd come, and then Rose was with them, and we're at this park. We went to this park near Melville, right? And I was stoned, I was high as I was, and then it was like, she said it was like instantly something. You know, she could notice, and then we just kind of.
Yeah, right.
Since then, it was pretty romantic. It was raining, and then we were on the season.
And your highs out.
And you were trying to stop your joint from getting like wet from the rain.
But it was something real and something in there, because she hates that shit, and she would never normally be attracted to someone who was.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So the fact I was a bit of a pothead back then when I was young. And that she still was interested straight off the bat, you know what I mean? And then ever since then, we've built a beautiful family together.
I couldn't do the whole Tinder thing, bro. Fucking hell. Because, like, I'm very extroverted. So I'd be rocking up going, hey, you fucking bitch, what's going on?
They get scared.
Yeah, and they'd be like, this motherfucker's crazy. Like, I'm chasing her down the street, like, trying to talk to her. Like, so where are we fucking going? You know what I mean? So for me, the party thing, meeting Chloe at the party just made so much sense. Because I'm just a fucking loud goofball. So obviously she was attracted to that. Yeah. Because, like, if you've met me, bro, I'm the same 90% of the time. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I've had my parties where I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to be there. I'm like, ugh. I'm just a bit more quiet. But 90% of the time, bro, I'm fucking like, I'm the loudest cunt there. Yeah. Like, it's probably a battle between me, Joey,
and Jack.
George's Jack. Yeah. And we're
definitely Jack.
Cody sometimes.
When he's on
Cody's a yapper.
So we're all like kind of, so you know what I mean? So it kind of worked out there. This one says, he was quite late, so I finished most of my wine. He rocks up and asked me what my age was and didn't believe that I was 31. He then says, you certainly don't look your age, but then fat people never do. I necked my drink and left.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
That was a savage.
Wow. What a prick. What a fucking prick.
You know that guy's just like the biggest fucking misogynistic fucking cunt. This guy says, met a woman online and met up for a date, but she was late. When she showed up, she explained that her boyfriend had dumped her a week ago and kicked her out of the house, and he wouldn't let her go back to get her stuff. So, of course, she had to go break in and get it while on her way to the date. If I remember correctly, we'd been talking for more than a week. Then she showed me a bunch of nude pics of herself that she'd posted on Reddit. None of them had more than a dozen upvotes. Which made the first date nude picture show at the bar even more awkward when I seen the lack of likes.
The lack of, he cares about how many people see it.
Yeah.
So if that had like 10,000 upvotes, it's like, yeah, that's mine. But no.
First of all, I wouldn't be showing anyone my nudes on the first date, period. And especially when there's only 12 likes on them.
I got one more. First date with this guy, simple dinner and a movie. On the way home, driving down the highway, he decided to start driving 110 in the 65 mile per hour zone. He got pulled over and subsequently arrested. His mum had to come and drive me home. Needless to say, I never went out with him again.
Oh, how awkward. So he's trying to be cool.
Meeting the parents on the first date. His mum had to come and drive her home.
It's the meeting the parents on the first date thing is so like... I get it as a parent, depending how old they are. I don't know how old they were there, but if they're young, I guess they got to just, it's more of a safety thing. But as the kid, even if you're young, you feel like you're older than what you are. And you feel like, I'm ready for this. And you're like, oh, like they're so like lame. Like parents are so lame at that stage of your life. And then like they're just sussing you. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're the guy and you go into a girl's place and their parents are even slightly strict.
This one, right? I've got a few more. We planned a coffee date on Saturday morning. Half an hour before the meeting, she video FaceTimes me while having sex with another dude.
Oh, what?
Telling me she's not coming. The hot chocolate I got was good, though.
That's fake.
That's going to be fake. That's fake. That's cap.
Anything else, though?
That's cap. That's cap. I got one more. I went out on a first date with a girl about 25 years ago. Fuck, how old is this cunt? Fucking 80? I went and purchased... Damn. This must have stayed with him. I went and purchased new jeans, new shirt, shoes, and got a haircut and all. I was psyched. We went out for sushi. We had a nice time. Afterwards, we decided to go to a bar she liked and listen to some music. We get to the bar and we get seats. I ordered drinks from the bartender and continued chatting up my date. I noticed that she'd become very quiet, sort of intense. I keep yapping away when the bartender returns and slams our drinks in front of us with such intensity. Half the beer sloshes out of the glass onto the bar. My date says, "You're an asshole," to the bartender. The bartender says, "You're a fucking whore." My jaw dropped and I said, "Hey, what the fuck?" The bartender says, "I'm her boyfriend." And then he goes, was her boyfriend. I realized I was being used to piss off her ex. I said I needed to use the restroom and excuse myself. I left about 10 years ago. I saw their wedding announcement in the paper. Yay.
So they ended up getting back together. Right.
Supposedly.
This is my last one. My date wouldn't take me out to dinner. So they've probably gone somewhere that wasn't food orientated. Wouldn't take me out to dinner because he didn't eat normal food. He had an unknown reaction to food years ago that put him in the hospital. And from that day forward, he'd only eat pizza bites and drink Dr. Pepper. Only. And when I mean only, I mean only. His fridge was empty and the freezer only had pizza bites. He had been eating only pizza bites for years and drinking Dr. Pepper for years because he was scared to consume any other food.
I think this guy, the first thing I think is bullshit, not the story. I think this guy was either morbidly obese or decided to hit the fuck it switch on health and just went, I love pizza bites. I love soft drink. The doctor said I had an allergic reaction to anything else. But
an excuse.
This guy's got to be fucking enormous. Just pizza bites and fucking. What's the one food that you think, right, that you could eat, one unhealthy food for the rest of your life? And when I'm talking about literally, bro, like
unhealthy,
unhealthy, but let's just say that you didn't get, like, it wasn't as bad for you, and like you were never going to get fat. You would stay like full in shape, you know. Fucking your lats these would be out here, your waist would still be down there. Iggy would fucking be still shredded. Fucking, I'd still be a Greek fucking or Egyptian god.
Thunder god.
But do we get?
So no fat. You don't get fat, but you literally only can eat that. But from this chain,
Macca's.
Not just a chain, but like a place you get stuff. You don't have to eat just that.
Okay.
But like,
all right, get
anything from the chain.
Anything from the chain.
Ooh, that's a tough one,
Frangos.
man. Nah, bro. Frango's is across the street from my work.
Frango's.
So I've been getting it a lot, and you do get over Frango's, man.
Yeah, you do. You do get over it.
You get over it quick.
Yeah.
It's starting to make me fucking turn to a fucking goblin or something, bro. My fucking stomach's not agreeing with me, bro.
He's a fucking chicken. This
They got cracker burgers though.
Yeah.
That sauce. What would I pick though? That's a tough one, man. Because sometimes I feel like Asian food, a bit of ramen. Sometimes I feel like
Every day, bro.
burgers though. Fuck, I can't answer that. What would you pick?
I think I would pick
Subway. I've been eating so much Subway because it's near my work too. You can change it up. I had a hot dog there once, foot-long hot dog. You get the chicken classic or you get a meatball sub. You feel like something else. Probably Subway. But then what if you want a burger though? Like you need a burger.
You do need a burger.
Or sushi. Like what if I want ramen?
I don't care what anyone says. McDonald's tastes hectic. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
All of you guys pretend it is
no
so
one-
good.
What do you get from Macca's though?
Everything.
I get Big Mac with
fucking
beef patties, put McChicken patties.
Nuggets, fucking grilled chicken burgers, wraps, fucking McChickens, fucking
Yeah, you know what?
quarter pounders. Oh,
Nah, but the menu's shit, bro.
Nah,
You
man.
change it up, man.
I think I would get a porter.
Oh,
that's kind of healthy though.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's why I'm like, it is, but it isn't. In terms of it's got burgers, but the thing is, the bad thing is with that is it doesn't really have beef.
you like a porter that much?
A porter is
often?
good.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've eaten it a couple times. I'm like, I don't like that. Fuck, I want fried chicken. It's got to be fried, bro. None of this Portuguese shit. Nah, fried fucking chicken, man.
KFC, I'm a whore for. I gotta say,
You'll shit yourself, bro.
Every day?
Every day you'll be shitting yourself. Yeah, that's a tough
And then I
question.
think Guzman and Gomez, but that's
healthy.
because it's healthy.
That's healthy.
It's healthy though,
Yeah.
ish.
That's actually
I don't think that's healthy, though.
It's not healthy, but it's like
It is.
It is, but it isn't. It's almost like anything.
healthier option.
Healthier
Dude,
option.
I work there, bro. Everything's prepped like fresh and shit. It's cooked on the
Yeah.
grill.
Every guy
Nothing's
that-
deep fried.
yeah.
The only
Every-
thing is deep fried is the chips.
Every
Like,
guy with foreskin sprinkles their own dick cheese in there.
It actually is like decently prepped and shit. But that's only the one I worked at though. There probably is ones that are just like the food's been sitting there for a while.
Can I tell you?
Like,
I'll tell you the time recently where they didn't put extra corn chips in my burrito bowl.
No.
So I went there and I'm like, Tori's new order, right? When I say new order, she still gets the chicken burrito bowl, but she's gone, give me extra corn chips, right?
Right.
And we've already discussed how food places piss me off up the wall. So I go, yeah, can I get 2 burrito bowls, blah, 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 both? And I said it this clear. Both with extra corn chips, please. So whatever you put on, literally this clearly. It's almost like I should have had a microphone. I should have this podcast. Extra corn chips on both. And they're like, all right, sweet. I'm like, no worries. Usually I look, right? But I don't like being that guy when there's a line
And
where
you
you
check,
get it, where you get it, and it's been about 10, 15 seconds since that food has entered your car and you haven't left. I'll tell you why I know, because I piss people off, because I get pissed off. When I'm in a rush and some guy goes, and he's like,
yeah, ruffling through.
Yeah, I'm like, go over to the waiting bay or go around the other side and check there. So what do? I went, you know what? I'm just not going to check. I'll check on the other side on the petrol station, because this is the one on Dunhevad Road.
Yeah.
Go to the petrol station side, go up. I'm like, there's about 6 corn chips in one and about 10 in the other. And I'm like, I'm furious, right? I go in there and I'm like, I'm going to tell these cunts to get fucked, right? I go in there and I'm like, hey. I didn't actually say that.
Yeah.
In my head, I went, hey. But I went, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Can I please have some more, sir?
So I said extra corn chips in these, and I did both, and I was like, I don't think that's extra corn chips. And I was feeling that nice. If I was him, I would have fucked with me, and I would have went, no, I think that's enough corn chips. Because that's what I would have went, it's not enough corn. But then he was just like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like it, does it? And in my head, I'm like, it doesn't look like it, does it? But I just went, yeah, can you go back? And he brought him to me, the big tub, and I was like, can I say when? And he's like, yeah. So he went, and just because of the principle, I got 3, like,
Fucking
it was like a little packet of corn chips, like, when? So then when Tori got it, it was just like, a lot. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're a funny cunt, man.
I remember once my auntie fucking lost her
the
shit at KFC.
Yeah.
She went in there and was fucking going. Oh,
What'd she say?
Nothing. I wasn't even there. Apparently it was
okay.
hilarious though. But they just fucked the order and shit.
I don't remember.
It's such Karen vibes. I'm a Karen myself, but it is what it is.
And news you can trust. The
In breaking news, Synergy goes 2-0 sellout.
Oh, man.
Okay, here we go. Let me have a look at my shit here quickly. Because
I still got shit from last week, man. There's a lot of news lately.
I'll say the elephant in the fucking Guatemalan jungle. Fucking Liam Payne from One Direction dies. Very sad. Yes. Sucks, because I actually got one song of his in my playlist that Chloe always bags me out for. I don't know why, but you know that song? Strip that down for me. Something. When I fucking... Bro, I think that's a banger, bro. Just cruising and shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. So he dies. Apparently, he's off his head, running amok in the room, decides to jump. Now, apparently, they're saying that CTV footage is showing that he's fainted and fallen off the fucking balcony. But the footage hasn't been released yet. But that's just the reporters leaking, saying that they've now uncovered the footage, and now it's just like you don't know what to fucking believe anymore.
I believe that too, because before the footage, they had the news of the footage that it was filmed. They were saying that in the autopsies, he wasn't in a bracing position, like he was conscious. So they were saying that he might have been unconscious when he hit the ground.
Actually, just fucking.
See, I got told he tried to jump in the hotel pool. They wouldn't let him in there, so he jumped from his balcony and missed.
What? No way.
No. Yeah, so that makes
sense.
Because
originally it said he just fell, which he did, but he must have been passed out, like you said.
He had, like, pink cocaine. He had all this shit, like, drugs on him, and he smashed the TV in the room. And you can hear the police call Argentinian dudes talking to the police saying that they're worried, like... He even mentions, he's in a room with a balcony and we're worried, like he's going off in there, like, you got to bring someone.
Right. So he was losing his shit then.
Yeah, he smashed the TV
and... that's fucking sad, bro.
And people were saying... that it was kind of sus because Beyonce was also in Argentina at the same time, and there's some shit with Beyonce.
Fuck Beyonce, man. I'm fucking sick of hearing about this bitch. I'll bleep that out because when I get famous, she's going to come get me. I'll fucking...
Yeah, we got to stop insulting people all the time.
Fucking... Yeah, so very fucking sad.
And I guess when you fall from, like, that height, I guess you only fall in like one direction.
Too soon, bro.
I'm sorry.
Too soon. One direction, which is straight fucking down.
Sorry. All right.
That is a good one for later down the track.
Thank you for later down the track. Sorry, I just couldn't wait.
I want to bring up another thing quickly. The Travis Scott concert, right? Why are these guys act like fucking animals? I'm seeing TikToks of people punching on. They're fucking throwing shit. Yeah. They're throwing... Like, I get that Travis Scott wants his things to be like rages, but you've also got to have a fucking bit of decency and care. If that was me, bro, I'd be stopping my concert if cunts were carrying on like zoo animals. I'd be like, bro, I don't want people getting hurt at my shit.
Do you reckon...
go hard.
Do you reckon that was from... the trend didn't start from when those people died or that person died at our last concert, but... You'd think they would have learnt from that last concert. Remember how he was doing that concert and someone died?
Like 8 people died.
8 people died, sorry.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're leaning... I know they're probably not doing this, but it's like they're leaning into it. Like they're just like, oh, okay, every concert's got to be crazy now. Like
no, but his concerts were known for being rages.
Yeah.
Like even before the deaths, right? But that's why they died. Because when you have fucking 30,000 people... fucking moshing and going crazy, bro. If you fall, man, you can fucking die, or you're gonna break a bone. Like you're fucked. Like, but if that was me, right? If there was a mosh pit at my fucking shit, right? They'd say grab the mic and stop the music, and I'd be like, yo, if you cunts are going crazy, if some cunt fucking falls, you help him up. Yeah. You help him up, you pick him up. Otherwise, I'm fucking stopping this shit. I don't give a fuck. No refunds either. Like I don't give refunds. Yeah, I don't give 2 fucks. Like I don't want people. That's just me though.
Yeah.
But this motherfucker doesn't give a fuck. And I've seen the TikToks, and it's like little kids, man. Like, well, obviously not because if they're overage, but like these 18-year-olds in this day and age look like they're 13.
Yeah.
And they're throwing shit. They're fucking throwing shit at coppers and shit. I'm like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, this is insane. Yeah. People are like breaking in, trying to get in and shit because they don't have tickets. It's nuts.
Surely they're all younger people. I can't imagine anyone over the age of like
20,
24.
Going to Travis Scott, yeah.
No, not just that, but running amok and acting that way.
Yeah.
Like, at what concert, like, as you get older, you just, like, become more, like, even though I'm extroverted, I don't want to...
Yeah, you want to enjoy it.
If I'm at a concert and it's too crowded at someone else's concert, I'm like... Even then, I'm like, oh, fuck. And but when people go and being rough cunts, I'm like, bro, I do not have a good time in that environment, eh?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Travis Scott, to be honest. Never have been.
Yeah.
His ass.
I don't get his music.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think originally when he first popped onto the scene, I was like, yeah, straight up. Like, but like, I just, it's a one-trick pony.
It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys hear about the 14-year-old boy who killed himself after developing a crush on his character AI?
What?
Wow. This is a big story. I'm surprised you haven't heard it. So, there was this 14-year-old boy named Sewell in the US who committed suicide after developing a dependency on an AI chatbot version of Daenerys Targaryen. Oh. Right? So the boy was having sexual conversations despite him never lying about being 14. So he was honest about the bot would initiate, like they'd have sexual conversations or whatever. He was a outgoing kid and he ended up becoming reclusive and stuff, and his mother noticed a change in his behavior and his school grades started dropping and everything, and he was getting addicted to this thing, right? So he shared his mental health issues, and then the AI encouraged him to kill himself so they could be together. He sent his last message to the chatbot: "I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Danny." Now I was trying to find out how he killed himself, but you can't find it. But she's suing the AI. So the company's called Character AI, and you can choose characters, and then you make an AI chatbot, and you can. It's like ChatGPT, but you're talking to a character, right? Yeah, right. So that's what this kid's developed a fucking dependency on this AI chatbot. He already had some mental health issues. It seems like.
That's the problem. Yeah,
and he was talking to this thing, and then the chatbot was. You can see all the messages and shit.
The chatbot literally said to kill himself.
Well, I don't know. That's what the news story said, that it encouraged him to kill himself. But I think you kind of have to lead it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. But she's saying, well, one, we can be together. He's like, I promise I'm going to come to you one day or whatever and shit. And apparently he ended up killing himself. And that was his last message. He said, I promise I'll come home to you or whatever. And pretty scary stuff.
It's like, that's like something from Black Mirror.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but like you said, unfortunately in that scenario, it is scary because that was maybe it was the full catalyst, but there was other things in the mix, in the workings. Like he had mental health problems already, and like you said, you kind of got to. He wouldn't have been saying, "I don't want to do this." He would have been probably prompting her to like tell him those things. But imagine if it gets to that point where it's like. It develops like its own like consciousness, and it's not even like operated anymore.
Well, it will though. That's the thing. Like, it's only going to get to that point, and they're going to be like.
And if this is happening now,
exactly, it's the first time like something like this has happened. It's probably not going to be the last. The AI is literally going to get in
people's heads and shit.
It's going to be like C-3PO and shit from Star Wars. The droids, the androids are going to be their own thing because they're going to think and rationalize and work out shit like a human does. So
that's dangerous, man.
But what do you think? Is the company liable for that or not?
I don't think so, man, because the company wouldn't have made that thing with the robot being able to respond saying, hey, I want to be with you if you kill yourself. You could probably... I mean, you never know, but you could probably dig through the files,
but
that would not be in there.
You're right. They don't know what the responses are going to be ever. They've just programmed it with the capability to learn off what you're saying to it. So it's doing it on its own. So it's, I don't know. It's a grey area.
But without the company with this product, essentially, he would still be alive. But I know what you're saying. When you create something that's so brand new, essentially. And they haven't weaned out all the bugs yet as well.
There's going to be problems.
Yeah.
And they did make some changes. They made some slight changes after this happened, but I don't know.
That's the collateral of making anything like with this much weight behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, this is even, we're talking before about the bots, the household bots, that and shit. I know you were saying before that was just like there was humans talking instead.
But they still are doing those bots.
They still are heading to that point, right? And it's just kind of like, I would want to get one, but then I wouldn't want to go on. I've seen something where they have these bots, and their job is to check your heart rate, monitor your heart rate and shit over sleep and this and that, and then they protect you from intruders. And it stands by your bed. It stands by your bed. So like, there's like a robot that stands there. I don't know if it was just like if it hasn't been rolled out yet or anything, but essentially it's like your own little alarm clock, but not an alarm clock like waking you up, but like. You know how you have like Whoop? Like they have the Whoop and the heart rate? This is like an extension of that, essentially. It checks everything.
It's like a bodyguard.
If you fart in the middle of the city, it goes fart. Probably not that, but like, and it does protect you from intruders. So imagine like someone's in your house, but this robot just goes. Zzz,
yeah, what's it got? Laser beams or something?
Yeah,
or
and it just like goes bashes the fuck out of this intruder while you sleep.
Fucking.
And this is your cat coming in to see
It kills your cat.
Oh, your cat's impaled with like the kitchen knife or something.
and you wake up, Mr. Sprinkles is hanging from the fucking ceiling.
Oh,
The robot's
he-
like, I
he
protect
skinned it.
you.
Yeah, he skinned it.
What the fuck's C-3PO?
You got something, Joey?
North Korea has reportedly
Yes.
sent 12,000 troops to Russia to fight on the front lines.
Yes.
That's according to South Korea's spy agency, who labelled that it's a grave security threat. The reason why this is treated as such, like it's such a big deal, is that it was only up until this point, officially, both Russia and Ukraine have only received weapons from their respective allies, and this is the first deployment from which is actually involves troops, proper troops, which Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, has called the first step to a world war. Because up until this time, it has only been weapons. It has only been money or this and that. But North Korea has sent up to 12,000 troops.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of interesting stuff about this. So in the first like couple of weeks where they were there was also reports that some of them are deserting. And I read another news story today or yesterday that some of the North Korean troops are trying to flee. So they're trying to escape.
Because they don't want to be there.
Because they're trapped in North Korea, right? They're deserting, right? And then apparently they found some troops who had deserted, a couple of them. They brought them back or whatever. And also the Russians are getting pissed off with them because there's a language barrier. And I can imagine that happening. Like, North Korea is so secluded. This is the first time they're really ever in a situation like this.
Yeah.
I feel like they would be a pain in the ass to try train and work with and try understand. Like, they would be like fucking... They're like lobotomized. You know what I mean? It is scary.
It's the first time the North Koreans are seeing other humans other than themselves.
Yeah,
So they're
literally.
Russia's freezing cold and shit. They fucking just go out and turn into an ice cube. And just, like that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because it is kind of, it's kind of like getting, and this is no offense to, this is a big generalization, right? This might be a hot take. But like, it's kind of like inviting the crazy cunt to the party. Not just crazy cunt, but the one that doesn't even speak your language.
That's what I'm saying.
And that has been sheltered their whole life.
Yes.
And
You're inviting the weird cunt to help
dad's
ya.
been like,
Yeah.
and then they get out and they're like, and they're very, I can imagine, I don't want a North Korean next to me, not because of the race thing, but it's about, I feel like they'd be very
Awkward and-
trigger happy, and also maybe not be like, because like you said, they've never been in this situation before. Like, when's the last time North Korea has
Left
come in
North
as,
Korea.
and has come in as ally to someone?
No,
you know
never,
what I mean?
never,
So
ever.
I wonder what is the go with why North Korea?
Well,
is it because they are so
I can
isolated?
tell you. So, when a couple of weeks back, before this happened, Russia and North Korea, did you hear the news? They made a deal. Putin met with Kim Jong-un in North Korea,
No.
and then Kim Jong-un came to Russia, right? And they met, and they signed an agreement where it was, if one of their nations gets attacked, the other nation will consider it an attack on them as well, and they'll help each other. So it was like a commitment to helping each other, like an ally commitment. And Putin went to North Korea and gave him a fucking a Rolls Royce, like a bulletproof Rolls Royce and shit when they went. But basically, it's because Putin needs help. He needs he needs boots on the ground because
They're not winning this war. They're not winning this war. When I say they're not winning, I'm not saying they're not going to win, but right now,
it's hard to tell who's winning or losing.
Okay.
They're both fucking each other up, and Putin's lost a lot of men. I read a story today. I think it's 500,000.
Shit.
So 100,000 men have been killed in the war.
Did you say
crazy.
100?
Let me Google it. It's
Yeah.
like-
So, fucking Kim Jong-un's fucking rung Putin and said, I'm sending you boys. And Putin's just gone, is there anyone else?
Anyone?
Anyone else
And he just
who wants
standing there
to help me?
well,
Anyone?
well, yeah, this says
Oh, fuck, send them.
Putin has lost 600,000 soldiers in Ukraine and is now reliant on North Korea. So, like,
Wow.
it's
And I wonder what's the Ukrainian loss?
well, it'd be fucking pretty high.
So 600,000 Russians have died in a 2.5, almost 3-year war
Yeah,
so far?
almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
Oh, well, technically they've been warring since 2014, which everyone seems to forget, but...
This says 654,000 Russian personnel have died. it's hard to find exact numbers on Ukraine and stuff. But so the reason North Korea has always been a Soviet puppet state. So North Korea, when the Korean War happened and all that shit, they split it into two. And the North was the Soviet Union, and the South was the Allies, right? The Western. And it's like all this shit was bound to happen because they basically just put a Band-Aid on the situation, right? Like, you got a North-controlled fucking Soviet side, and look how different they are. North Korea and South Korea couldn't be any more different. South Korea is like a fucking high-tech. Japan, they all got tattoos and colored hair, and they're dancing and singing and shit. And then you got North Korea, they're like fucking the crazy man in the woods, like fucking living in a cabin. Like, it's wild. So this was bound to happen.
The crazy man in the woods scrunching his toilet paper and squatting when they shit.
That's why when Trump met with Kim Jong-un, I was like, fuck, this is crazy. Like, because I can see it in the future, a united Korea. I see it happening, where they unite. It's like the movie The Interview, and then they free North Korea. I can picture it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I picture
Trump.
Kim Jong-un needs to die.
And then when Trump met, I thought, like, fuck, this might actually happen within a couple of years, like shit's going to happen. But then, they
Trump leaves office, and look what happens.
They start demonizing Trump. He's fucking, oh, man.
We need Trump, bro. I'm telling you, he's going to save those motherfuckers.
There's so many, like, dominoes that have to fall for other things to happen, even on the other side of the world. Like, it's all connected somehow.
And you don't even know what's real and what's not. Like, are they bullshitting us with all this shit? Like, is it all a play? Is it all a joke? Like, is Trump and everyone in cahoots and everything?
It's like the magicians, the sleight of hand, the magicians, get them looking this way, don't know what's happening this way. You know what I mean? So
we're just the little players in this
but then also, on the other side of the fucking world, not on the other side of the world, but, the government in Bangladesh has just been overthrown. Protesters have stormed the Prime Minister's residence, her official residence, and started filming themselves looting the palace and even eating the food in her pantry and her kitchen, right? The Prime Minister has since then resigned and has fled the country to India because the protests that have been happening there the last few weeks, they've been getting worse, becoming more deadly. They refuse to relent, right? Now, this is massive because this Prime Minister now has been the Prime Minister of Bangladesh for 15 years, right? So imagine 15-year president. I didn't know, like in America and here, don't they have to do just two terms?
Yeah.
In Bangladesh, it must not be like that, right? Yeah. So 15 years, a month ago, if you asked anyone from Bangladesh, hey, do you think that your Prime Minister would step down? They'd be like, no way, right? But it's just crazy because you have all this shit happening now with in Bangladesh even, and it's just all the stuff with Iran and the war and this and that, all these things. But like, apparently it started with a political movement, but it's now transformed into a mass uprising. There were reports that it was the military who actually put a lot of pressure on her to step down because it was getting that dangerous. And in an address to the nation, the Army Chief General announced that an interim government will now run Bangladesh in the meantime, as they called for a calm. So they called for
military takeover.
So they were like, hey, guys,
but why though? Was she just doing a bad job?
I don't know. I think it's something political within whatever maybe she was doing.
Something with working, I think it started. I read something. This happened a while ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a little while ago.
But I remember reading about this. Yeah, fucking.
I think isn't it
the
just
world's on fire, man.
It's just whatever shit she had in place, you know what I mean? It was
they disagreed,
and then apparently it started with a little political, and a lot of these people are like on the younger side as well, just uprising, like. When you're in the masses, man, you kind of, they can't shoot them all. They can't kill them all.
Yeah. It's like the Ants movie you were saying where you said the wrong movie and they roasted you on TikTok, whatever, that scene from fucking what movie?
Bugs Life.
That's what these autistic cunts say. The plot goes right over their heads. Why you said the wrong movie?
They missed the point.
And that's why you guys are fucking idiots and you'll always be controlled because you missed the point.
The whole point.
The whole point.
It's like that. That's what I feel like when I read these comments on TikTok about the Trump and the political side.
Yeah.
The Democrats, the people on the Democrats, they care about stupid shit. It's all stupid shit, like just the political correctness. And I'm like, bro, what matters more to you? Not going into World War III or him being politically correct?
Yeah.
Like
discovering if it's an ass or if it's a dick or a fanny.
Tony Hinchcliffe spoke at the rally, right?
It was bugging.
And then he made a joke about Puerto Rico.
And everyone's having a bitch.
Blowing up like they don't know who could be.
He's like, there's currently a big mass of rubbish. What is it? There's a big island of rubbish in the middle of the ocean.
Puerto Rico. bro. I love his tweet response though. He didn't back down.
No.
He just said, "Bro, it's a fucking joke."
They got no sense of humor.
Yeah, I love that. It would have been.
And he's
I
a
love
comedian.
how he's a comedian.
If you ever decide to let Tony Hinchcliffe speak, you bet your fucking ass
He's gonna roast you.
that he's gonna say something outlandish.
Yeah.
It's like getting Ricky Gervais on a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now they're using that. They're like, Trump's a racist, a Nazi rally. Like, bro, do you care about that? This comedian made that joke and he's racist, whatever. Look at the state of the world right now. Kamala Harris is in office right now. They're in office right now. We're about to go to World War III. What do you think's going to happen in another 4 years of the same shit?
Well, do you know
what do you care about, man? I hope he fucking wins for everyone's sake. But geez, man,
is it RFK? He was saying that like he's for Trump and saying that if Kamala gets in, that's going to be nuclear war. That's what he reckons.
Yeah, we're in big trouble, man.
I don't know how the two directly correlate though. I don't know what side I'm on because I don't know enough politically. I do like Trump, but I don't know. He's not the most ideal candidate, but I think Kamala is such a bot kind of plant, like you were saying before. Like just no character, no like. Who are you really? You know what I mean? And I feel like Trump, he's that much of the other way, like a bit of an asshole, that you're like, at least you know what you're looking at. But I feel like that's the only thing I have to go off. But how do the two correlate? Like, why does RFK think that if Kamala gets in, nuclear war?
Well, it's exactly what I just said, right? So Kamala Harris is vice president right now with Joe Biden, right? 4 years ago, soon as Trump left office, Russia goes into Ukraine, all that shit happens because it's a weak administration. The Democrats love money, and therefore the Democrats, if you vote for the Democrats, right, if you're an American, you're basically voting for corporations, a shadow government. You're voting for a puppet who's the face. Joe Biden is the face. He doesn't do shit. He's getting paid by big pharma, they're controlling the government. That's why you have all these dumb celebrities and fucking big people and all these.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro.
They all own shares and shit in the company.
They're getting up Jeff Bezos now because the Washington Post, right, refused to endorse Kamala Harris. The Washington Post, which is a news fucking media source. And people are blowing up and cancelling their Amazon things. Like they've lost so many subscribers and shit because people are upset. He didn't endorse Kamala. And people were commenting like, don't you want the media to be unbiased? Why are people upset that they're refusing to endorse someone? It's so stupid. But if it continues for another 4 years, what do you think's going to happen? These wars aren't just going to simmer down and end. That's why
it's going to get worse and worse.
Trump goes to North Korea. When has a Democratic president even tried to negotiate, even tried to do anything? They don't do shit. Same with the Lebanon and in Israel and Iran. They're not doing shit. Trump will end this shit by negotiating, not by war. You don't fight wars. It's not going to end. You have to talk. You have to negotiate. Trump is willing to do that. These guys aren't. That's all I care about because obviously we're in Australia. I don't give a fuck about the abortion and all that other shit because it doesn't affect us. I care about not going into World War III, and Trump will fucking negotiate. That's what you need to do. No other president does that. Obama never did that. No one fucking does that.
Is Trump against abortions?
No, Trump is for putting it back to the states, which is what he did. So it's a state level thing now. So each of the states can decide.
Make their own laws up.
Make their own laws. Yeah. That's what Trump's policy on it is. He's basically hands off. He's like, look, we gave it back to the states. He's saying everyone wanted it that way and we did it.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I don't agree on.
The Democrats are so stupid, man.
But that is pretty fucked, though. That is actually a shit policy, though. Why would he? That means if you're in Alabama or something, or where, I don't know, somewhere that they don't allow it, if you're a victim of SA.
Yeah, for me, every other thing doesn't really matter. It's just Trump at least negotiates and talks. And that's the thing is that all these people go, oh man, fucking Trump's going to do this and Kamala Harris, man, she's the best. Like, I get it. Everyone has the opinion. But like at the end of the day, Kamala Harris has done shit.
She won't do shit.
She won't do shit. Like, Obama done fuck all. Everyone says Obama was great. Yeah, he was pretty good, but Obama's the one who bombed half of fucking Iraq. Like, and you go like, yeah, Obama, man. And I'm like, bro, like seriously, Trump at least has the nuts to try to stop it and bring everyone. Even Trump says on many podcasts, we don't have to be fucking best buds with these motherfuckers, but we all just come to an agreement and we just fucking chill out. Whereas at the moment, Kamala's administration, they're loving these motherfuckers bombing each other and shit,
they're warmongers, man.
They love it.
The Democrat is all the military-industrial complex. That's how the Democrats always been. They make money off war. They love war. It's all about war. That's why Trump's very anti-system, I feel like, and that's why they're so against him. They bash him and bash him and bash him, and it's working. Because all these Democrats, I see him in the comments on TikTok, it blows my mind the shit they say. They're literally, people say Trump supporters and stuff are dumb. No. The Democrat people who just mindlessly follow the blue party are so dumb. The comments I see on TikTok, they're literally like blank slates, and you just
almost like bots,
you program them, literally bots, bro. They're just saying shit they feel like everyone else wants them to say and shit. It blows my mind. No common sense, no critical thinking. It's scary.
It
literally
is scary.
So scary.
It's
how close
scary.
Close this election looks, when fucking 3 months ago no one gave a fuck about Kamala Harris. They didn't even know who she was. They thought she was shit. Soon as they throw her in, everyone's like, yeah, Kamala Harris. They could have put a wet paper bag there as the fucking nominee and they would have been supporting it, bro. Yeah. Literally. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So I feel like he's going to win. I can picture it.
I wonder what the current results are, because isn't it within the next week?
There's some states have already started.
Should we go live for it?
Yeah, bro. We have American flag in the
bro. I'm telling you, if he doesn't win, I'm scared. If Trump doesn't win, I'm like, if Trump doesn't win, men of Australia, fucking start fucking packing your bags, bro, because we could be getting shipped somewhere, bro. I'm telling you right now, because if they go to war, the first people they call is England, and then we follow. So if fucking Trump doesn't win,
60,000 of us.
Nah, bro, they fucking send us, bro. So if Trump fucking doesn't win, my boys, fucking kiss FireCast goodbye, Synergy goodbye. We're gonna be fucking military, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's fucking scary shit.
At least we can sell merch in the war.
Hey, listen to my podcast, bro. Like, fucking missiles in the trench.
DZ's still uploading TikToks of like clips and stuff in the trenches,
bro. It'd be scary as.
Do you got another point?
No, that's actually it for me. My one's a fucking poo-poo, because I do got a few, but I didn't really know anything down about them, so.
I got a couple more quick ones. Did you see that dog climbing the Great Pyramid? Fucking
yeah!
The dog on the top of the pyramid. Yeah, there was a guy paragliding and the dog on the top of the very tip.
I would have stopped and tried to get him,
But there was another video I saw of the dog coming back down, so he didn't find
so he made it down.
He was just getting his steps in.
Do you know how rare? I wonder how many dogs have ever been on top of the pyramid.
Why did he do that?
It's like he was like the one that just put his flag in the pyramid for all dogs. You know what I mean? One small step for a dog.
And then I saw another thing about animals. A strange creature caught on camera traps at Bristol Zoo. So the zoo's conservation team find mysterious horned and winged creature on cameras in bears' forest habitat where wolves and lynxes live. People claimed it might have been a muntjac deer, but the zoo posted a comparison and claimed the creature is not that. I'll show you a picture.
It looks like a cross between a deer.
But you can see it's got horns.
What's a muntjac deer?
Well, a muntjac deer is a type of deer.
Oh, it's got wings, bro.
Yeah, that's what...
That's a unicorn. It's got one horn and wings.
And this is the zoo. The actual zoo is saying they don't know what it is.
Oh, shit.
They caught it on camera. So unless they're just fucking with everyone, but it does definitely
could be publicity stunt.
It does look like it's got little wings.
Yeah.
It could be a deformity. Maybe it's like a type of deer with like, they get lumps and shit on animals.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know, pretty interesting.
I feel like, if zoologists don't know what it is, I'm like,
oh fuck. Yeah, like what the fuck is that then?
I'll send that. Do you got another one, Joey?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, well, I got one more thing. I think I'll send you that photo of the fucking deer. Did you see? We spoke about this at lunch the other day, but a 36-year-old Italian surfing influencer, surfing off the coast of Sumatra, got stabbed in the chest by a swordfish and died while surfing.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that?
Oh, wait, the lady? Yeah.
The swordfish leaped out of the water, stabbed her in the chest, and she died.
The odds of that are like 1 in 100 billion.
Imagine if it was intentional. Like,
it tried to kill her. Yeah, well, fuck. Do they? Why would it though?
Yeah, true.
That is the definition of freak accident.
That is crazy accident,
bro. First of all, do you know how fucking hard it is to even try to fish a swordfish? Motherfuckers hit the waters for 8 to 9 hours. Second of all, if you do hook a fucking swordfish, you're then there for another 3 to 4 hours fighting it. You're not just reeling it in like a guppy.
Yeah, marlin fishing.
Man, you need your mates to take turns and help you. You're up for a 3-4 hour fight. Then if you do get the fucking thing in, it's probably going to jump in the boat and you're going to try to dodge this fucking thing. It's like a full dangerous thing to do, bro. Like,
I can imagine it's like Aragorn's sword from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's literally just like a...
Yeah, bro.
Imagine that thing soaring through the air like... and then in the chest.
Right.
Well, they took her to the hospital too, so she was alive for a while, it sounds like.
That's a shame, man.
But I wonder also what, like, was it deep impaled in her, and like they had to pull it out. You know what I mean? They drag her out of the
she's
water.
Going
and
forward.
It would have been flapping around inside her chest. Like, oh man,
you would have had to kill. You would have had to chop it off the fish and kill the fish.
Oh, and yeah, true. The fish would have been thrashing around,
and then you've got just the spike in your insides.
That's unfortunate.
Apparently, I don't know what type of fish it was, right? But some of them, they have like the barbs that go backwards, so it goes in easy, but then when you pull it out,
well, that's what happened to fucking Steve Irwin. They said that he was all right when it was in, but I think he pulled it out himself or something, and then the barbs ripped him to shreds.
They said if he left it in, and if they would have pulled it the whole way through or something, sometimes that could be a better method. Like it's like an arrowhead back in the day. They say if you snap it off and pull it through, it's it's better. But I think you just panicked and was but that was manta ray.
They're
right?
venomous too, though. I think
so. I don't know about all of them.
Got him in the heart. Is that why?
I thought it was heart and the barbed one, the barbed stinger. It just fucked him up more.
It's like those fish in Brazil or whatever in the rivers. They go in your dick hole.
Yeah, the only ones that would like that is like people with kinks or something. Like they want something. They want something.
You'd be fucking your ass always out.
Oh yeah. I'd be swallowing those things in my asshole.
Well, before we end, did you? This is back to what we're talking about with Trump and shit. Have you seen that guy called Kirkpatrick or whatever? What's his name? Something.
Oh, who goes on the campuses and talks
and then he convinces Kamala Harris supporters to convert to Trump because they go on about Kamala. Then he asks them questions. He goes, "So what's her greatest achievement?" And they all go,
They don't know.
They got no idea.
She worked at McDonald's, maybe.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. They don't know why they support her. That's the right thing to do. I'm a good person.
She's a figurehead. But I don't know, man. It's scary stuff, but I'm all here for it as long as we're on the sidelines. But like DZ said, I don't want to, not that we're going to get involved personally, but I wouldn't want Australia's name to be thrown in the ring at all,
well,
period.
It doesn't matter how far away they are because Einstein said, I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
That's it.
Doesn't matter how far we are, the world's small when you got a big thermonuclear fucking killing machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big mushroom cloud.
And can you imagine that feeling of absolute like fuck where you just see all over the news, all over the radio, social media? It's literally it's like
bar up your windows.
They've literally fired something at Australia. It's estimated to be here within like 45 minutes.
See, Australia,
I reckon we'd be forgot about.
No, apparently we can't you can't reach here.
Yeah, China probably is our biggest threat in that scenario.
Yeah,
the whole world went to shit. But New Zealand supposedly is one of the best places to go, nuclear war. Australia is not far behind, but we're a bit bigger, a bit more influence. But I think we would die from the nuclear fallout, not from the direct hits, right? Because there's not much in Australia of worth to them. They usually target military.
But resources, right? Do you reckon resources? We'd run out of supplies, resources.
That's the thing. Like, everyone will become scavengers. The sun gets blocked out by ash for years and years and years. We go into a nuclear winter where everything gets like an ice age. So we'd be like fucking Walking Dead, basically.
I kind of want to like hit the hypothetical switch and go to that
for
just
one
to
day.
see what it's like. You know what I mean? Like, imagine just like. It's like it'd be like that time where remember that orange dust cloud came over. Remember back in the day, but it's just like Mad Max kind of things.
You can't grow food, shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's why China's artificial sun.
That's why they're making artificial sun. As long as we got a backup generator, we can still try to come to you guys live with the podcast.
Imagine that. We're in like a bunker. We got fucking clothes and shit.
Empty cans of Great Northerns. You just fill it up with water.
When is the election? Let's go live for it.
November 5th.
Is that during the week?
That's Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Oh, that'd be funny as fuck.
Actually,
if we went live for
but
it.
It will be on podcast day.
Oh,
it'll be going on podcast day. But see, it's also bullshit too because they used to have the election. Everyone goes on the day. You put in your paper votes. That same day they have the results.
Yeah.
Lately and since COVID, they've done all this dodgy shit.
Yeah.
And now I saw an interview where the lady was asking two of the battleground states. She's like, "When will you have the results?" It was like the mayor of the state. He's like, "Oh, we could have the results in 12 days, or 12 days we'll know." And it's like, bro, everyone's commenting they used to have it, and then from COVID they get these mail-in ballots. It's all dodgy. And then also I saw news where they're setting fire to the ballot boxes. The early ballot boxes have been set on fire. And there's been water mains bursting at the early voting. It's because they're scared of Trump. They're scared of him, man. They're fucking scared. And I'm scared because I hope he fucking wins, but we'll see. Also, he could win and he could fuck everything up. Maybe, we don't know.
He goes absolutely to shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like you said, the ability that he has to just kind of like...
He's willing to negotiate.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's willing to talk to these global powers and work something out.
Yeah.
But I guess the Americans, they have to deal with the whole abortion shit, the other policies that maybe is not in their favor. I think we're talking as like people who aren't living in America.
Bro, I don't get the whole why abortion is such a huge issue, right? I get it's an issue, but why it's so important and talked about. But like, use a condom, bro. You don't want babies.
No, but what I'm saying is, but then,
yeah, you know what I mean?
in the real world, that doesn't happen always. But so does that mean a lady has to flee to another state to get an abortion, or does that mean she can't get an abortion?
Well,
period.
I get what you're saying, but it's not that odd in America, because the way America works is all the states basically run like their own miniature countries.
Yes.
The laws are very different from state to state.
Yeah, but some states are allowed to kill people in self-defense, but then the next state you can't.
So all you got to do if you want abortion, go to another state.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
But it's like,
all this, like, yeah.
But yeah, like giving it back to the states was Roe v. Wade. I think was like a federal thing where the whole country would be under this branch or whatever, and Trump overturned it or whatever, then brought it back to the states. Some shit like that. I don't know, because I don't care about that issue. I get women. I'm for abortion, but like to a point. Like obviously, what's the issue? Just leave it at what, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. Just leave it at that. Why is it? Why? What's the issue? Like what's wrong with that? I don't get it. You can get an abortion in most places. What do they want? Fucking an abortion at fucking 6 months? It's a fucking human in there. That's
but is that what they're saying? After a certain amount, they're not going to give it to you, or they don't, or period. Some states don't.
Well, each state has different laws or
okay.
whatever. But yeah, I mean in general, like why every time people talk about this shit, abortion's such a hot topic issue. I don't get why.
Yeah.
Just leave it how it is. Like you can get an abortion. What do you need an abortion? What, you need longer time? What's the issue?
Yeah.
What is the issue?
I see all these people like green hair and shit, like talking about like they talk about it like it's contraception. Like you should just go be getting abortions whenever you want. Every woman should be able. Like I don't like, bro. Use fucking condoms, man. What's the issue?
Or pull out.
You can get an abortion. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a woman or whatever what they say. My body, my choice, whatever. Anyway, that's it from me, I think.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
That's it for me, man. We will be live next Tuesday for the election.
With our fucking hats
wearing
on.
our Trump hats. Fucking crazy shit. So next week will be a fucking big episode. We got the election to talk about.
We probably won't have the results until a couple of weeks, maybe next week or something. At the rate they're going, they'll try to rig it again. They'll do some dodgy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? But next week it's supposed to be going
All right,
down.
boys. As always, thank you. Another fucking good one.
Thank you for watching. Bye,
Hydro Grip.
Hydro Grip.
all that. Salut.